Rogers to see you.
Warner, darling.
My dear. You look lovely.
Oh, Eve, honey, this is Mr. Rogers, Warner Rogers. My daughter, Eve.
I'm John.
How do you do?
Her husband, Howard Adams.
How do you do? Hi.
And Howard's mother, Mrs. Adams.
Do you have a relative by the name of Joe Petchikoff who lived in Seattle in 1948?
I don't believe I do.
Well, it's extraordinary how much you look like him. Of course, you're taller and your shoulders are broader, but otherwise you could be brothers.
No, I don't believe I...
Oh, he was a wonderful man. Do you remember him, Howard? He used to come to our house almost every Thursday night because that's the night I had pot roast, and oh, he loved pot roast.
The pot roast I remember, but not Petchikoff.
Well, that is a coincidence, because pot roast is my favorite dish.
I make it with potato pancakes and applesauce.
With brown gravy?
Oh, thick, rich brown gravy.
Well, I think we better be going, Warner.
Oh, there's plenty of time, Connie. Sit down.
Would you care for some coffee, Mr. Rogers?
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, it's the funniest thing how much you look like Mr. Petchikoff. Your eyes are set farther apart, though, and in a way you're more handsome.
You're here on a visit, Mrs. Adams?
Just for a week.
Why don't you let me show you the sights around here?
Mr. Rogers, I'll show my mother the sights.
Oh, well, that's awfully nice of you, but I don't want to put you to all that bother.
But I would love to do it. We would save your son the trouble.
It's, no trouble.
Did I ever tell you my recipe for shashlik?
We could put the top down on the convertible. You'd see everything.
I'll take her. It is no trouble at all.
Howard, personally, I prefer shashlik to pot roast any time.
Howie,
Did you ever see the lights of the city at night?
I'll take you to see the lights of the city, Mother. It's no trouble at all.
First, you take a mushroom, then bacon, then beef, then mushroom bacon veal, then mushroom bacon lamb, then mushroom bacon liver.
Did you see him? Did you see that middle-aged wolf?
Sweetheart, don't be a fool.
Did you ever see the lights of the city at night?
So far.
It's my mother.
remember when you took me up to see the lights of the city at night?
Yeah, I remember. I'm going to punch that guy right in the nose. Well, how would you like it if he's going to take your mother up to show her the lights of the city at night?
Seen them.
Yeah, sure, Mother. It's Connie that did this.
Connie?
My mother comes here a sweet, naive, unworldly woman, and your mother with her sophisticated ways.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mr. Petchikoff's party is here on the other side, but I like yours better.
Oh, thank you very much.
You pick 10 people at random and ask them what they like better, shashlik or pot roast, and see.
You just couldn't be Howard's mother.
What are you doing to my mother?
What am I doing to your mother? Did you hear what he said?
He said, what are you doing to his mother?
What is she doing to me?
What?
She said, what is she doing to her?
I heard her.
Do you realize that Warner Rogers is the most eligible bachelor in my age classification in town? I've known him 2 months, and in 2 minutes she's got him dangling on the end of the line.
Well, I guess they've never improved on the old-fashioned fishing equipment.
I can handle these Hollywood characters, but I'm not in the same league with the Seattle pot roast competition.
Heck, I'm going to stay here. This is where all the action is.
I swear you were his sister.
Oh, how nice.
Yes, you are.
Say that. Oh, excuse me. Now tell me, what's all this guff about pot roast?
I've been expecting you, dear.
Now let me handle this.
Oh, that Mr. Rogers is such a nice man. And isn't it amazing how much he looks like Mr. Petchikoff? I am sure they must be related.
And I'm sure they must have a lot in common.
Now, will you please let me handle this? It's my mother.
I'm sorry. You know, he told me how much he'd love to have a pot roast dinner with all the trimmings. And, of course, I told him I'd do it for him.
Now, Mother, will you please forget about the pot roast dinner for a minute?
Now, is 229 Mulberry Drive very far from here? Because if I can get a bus, then you won't have to drive me to his apartment.
You mean you're going to make dinner for him in his apartment?
Oh, it won't be any work. It'll just be for the two of us. But personally, I don't think it's any more work to cook for four.
So true.
Eve.
She asked me a question.
Mother, you can't go to his apartment to cook dinner for him.
Of course I can, Howard. And if I get lost, I can just ask a policeman.
Mother, listen. He is not inviting you to his apartment for your pot roast.
Isn't he? Oh, that's ridiculous. He loves pot roast. You go and ask him yourself.
Folks, is there anything else you want?
Oh, he's such a nice man. I think I'm going to knit him a sweater when I get back to Seattle.
Mother, listen. Eve, you talk to her.
Well, Hazel, dear, what Howard is trying to say is this. There's no doubt that this man loves your pot roast. There's no doubt that it's just as easy to cook dinner for 4 as it is for 2. But when a man invites you to cook dinner at his apartment alone...
Yes?
Howard, she's your mother.
Folks, if there isn't anything else you need...
Mother, for heaven's sakes, will you listen now? Now, you're a mature woman. You've got grown children. You should understand that when a man and a woman... Or a woman and a man... Isn't there a book about this we can get for her?
Now, look. I'll ask Mr. Rogers right in front of you if he doesn't like pot roast.
If you don't mind, I think I can straighten this whole thing out.
Well, if you can have the rest of the evening off and all tomorrow.
Who, me? Me?
Well, you see, Mother, there are some people that...
Well, I've been making pot roast for 30 years, and nothing like this ever happened to me.
Why did you want me to come to your apartment?
I like pot roast.
Why couldn't I have cooked it here?
Well, I didn't want to put your daughter-in-law to all that trouble. You know, dishes and things.
we could have used paper plates, you know.
You wanted a spoon, didn't you? Spoon?
Well, it really hadn't occurred to me, but...
Yeah, I'll bet.
Mr. Rogers.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wait till the girls in Seattle hear about this. You're sweet. Of course, I can't go with you. Oh, but I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome.
And if you ever come to Seattle, I'll cook a pot roast for you. And I'm going to make that sweater for you, too. Oh, Connie, sweet.
I'm going to learn to make pot toast that kills me.
You stick to your boiled diamonds, darling.
Howard, I haven't had such a wonderful trip in years. I'll tell you what, let's all have one of those martinis. Martinis, yes.
Yes, for heaven's sakes, let's all have a martini.
Yes. Not too much vermouth, darling. Sit down, make yourself comfortable.